hypothetical viewers, and welcome back to Shining Force Sword of Hajya. We're starting our episode off with a promotion. Since the last episode, I did go and level grind all of these characters up to 20, and rather than promote them all ahead of time, I thought I would just save one, the last one we got to level 20, so that we can actually show off the musical cue, etc. for promotion, because I realized otherwise that would never happen. I don't think I did that for the previous one either. Natasha, let me examine all of you. Who do you want to be promoted? It is Natasha at level 20. Natasha will be promoted. I'll even, just not talk for this section. Natasha will be promoted. She can become a wizard, okay? Ahem. In the name of the light, Mage Natasha will become a wizard. There we go. I believe that is actually a slightly different jingle than the Shining Force one. Oh, and I just realized I didn't buy all the upgraded weapons yet, so let's kick this video off with an absolutely thrilling shopping trip. Gotta get those good weapons. Oh, well, the battle glove for Luke, he can have that, right? Even though in his portrait, in his battle sprites, he's using a staff, and in his map sprite too. Power stick, that's for Natasha. Not that her attack is gonna be anything to write home about regardless. We don't have anyone who uses the flail. Road already has the axe. I guess we can get the chrome lance for Dawn. Oh, I guess he only has a power spear, that's right. This is the, melee weapon. Oh, let's get this for Graham. Well, let's sell some things first, because we have some full inventories here. But, Graham can sell the steel arrow. Let's take a peek. Luke, you can sell your old power glove. The power glove. Maybe it's one of those, like, Nintendo power gloves, you know, the playing with power one? With the buttons on it. Some nostalgia, some old gaming references. And then we will have space to buy these last couple new weapons, make sure everyone is just maxed out. And then we can finally defeat this level. And to me it's finally because I had to play this level several dozen times. This was a little more difficult to level grind everyone than it was for the other group. I was about to say in case you forgot, but oh yeah, hypothetical viewers, there would be no time gap between these, but yeah, we're busting into this fortress. And basically, by the time we were like up to level 17, this was really the only enemy giving meaningful X. There are 2 of them in the level, so we just killed those over and over, but at level 19, they only give about 10 each. Which is very slow, and it also takes a while to walk over to them. The map's a little bigger than the one with the one with the earthquake where we fell into a pit or whatever for the other group. So for a couple characters, their last like 20x was gotten from 1x from just attacking things. It was painful, but everyone is now promoted. Oh, we can admire the new sprites. Graham looks like he's got like a helmet, I guess. That's kind of cool. Luke switched colors. Now he has blue and like a blue headband. Dawn is looking much fancier in her map sprite here. Can see like her cool outfit, and Natasha actually had like a complete color scheme change. She now has on like a pink dress, a green cape, and her hair things are also green, and her staff got a lot fancier. So that's a big change. Yeah, Dawn is like basically like has like a blue shield and armor and like a white like tabard, I guess. What's the horse equivalent of that? What are those called? I'm sure there's a name for it, like the cloth that you could. There's a lot of different horse. It's a type of horse blanket, I guess, but there are many types of them, I guess. But and you can still see her like headband with the little wings on it. Oops. Which is in her portrait as well. I think it's that purple headband thing, but yeah, she has like little wing things in her hair, so she's looking stylish. And Natasha's outfit change is sort of weird because it's a completely different color scheme than her battle sprite, if I remember correctly. At least when I was in the game, as I played it on the Game Gear as a kid, her battle sprite is not pink and green. So I have no idea where the map sprite, which remember, the map sprites were created for this game. In the original game, they were generic, so all of the wizards had the same one. All of the paladins had the same one. I think they had like different palettes, but you know, the designs were all the same. So I don't know why they decided to go with this like fairly elaborate design that's not actually related to their battle sprites, even though they, in theory, could have made it all match. Do not know why. But everyone is mostly still low level. Randolph and Rode obviously got a few levels helping weaken enemies for the others. And Luke got quite a few levels just from healing. Even though he doesn't have as much MP as Slade, we just had to do the maps so many times that he easily got quite a lot of levels just from the 50x per go. Because he started with like 15 MP. Now he has a tiny bit more, so... yeah, let's show off some battle sprites. Here's Graham. It's basically just like the same sprite but with a bit more armor, and his weapon is like more ginormous, just like the sniper one. But I do like the sprite. I think it's cool. Yeah, let's take a look at Natasha's battle sprite. Hope the pixie doesn't resist fire. Yeah, see, she's wearing blue. Why does her sprite have a green cape? We can't see what she's wearing from the front, so who knows? Maybe there's a pink dress, but it looks like she's just all blue. I will say, the coloring and like the shading on that looks really nice. Like the way the shadow shifts as her cloak, you know, like moves in the like wind or whatever. That actually looks very good. And I like the blue a lot. In the her original sprite in this game was not. I don't think it was blue. I've already forgotten what it looked like. It's Saws, but it was blue in the Game Gear version. So I actually think the blue looks cool. But again, I don't know why her map sprite has no blue anywhere on it. It seems very random. But yeah, I do not like the, as I mentioned, the wizard battle sprite as much as the mage one, because I just think the mage, like, pointy Gandalf hat and cape looks cooler. But the shading and colors on that were really nice. As usual, this is a very nice battle background. I like, you know, I like how they took something that's basically just a bunch of walls and made it look visually interesting, you know, by having like staircases and different levels and stuff. For this map in general, I also really like the parallax background of the sky. It is pretty cool with the cloud effect and everything, but the one thing I will say about it, it makes it look like we're like fucking a mile up or something. Like we're at like cruising altitude for an airplane. We're looking down at the cloudscape. How is there enough oxygen for us to breathe up here? Like, how are we this high up? This is Luke's battle sprite. His attack is a little more elaborate, and he's now wearing like a yellow outfit with a purple tunic over it, which again is not reflected even slightly in his battle sprite, which is entirely blue. So I'm just puzzled by the choices of the palettes for the map sprites, because they just seem wildly unrelated to the battle sprites and also to the portraits. So I don't know how to pick that. Well, you also see us gain quite a good bit of experience here, just because now that we're all promoted, we're all back to level 1. You know, so we can get lots of XP again. Dawn is our red knight in contrast to Eric, who is our green knight. Which also looks nothing like her battle portrait, which has blue and her map sprite rather, which is blue and white, but whatever. Apparently that's gonna be a trend here. Yeah, so that was all of our new friends. I guess we should look at Rode at some point too, since he is new to this battle. Even though he is not new to me, because I played this map so many times. It took longer because once again I accidentally hit tab halfway through instead of backspace, mixing the keys up due to muscle memory from other emulators that I've used, and had to start over. But it really was not too bad. It just took a couple hours. It was fine. And I did watch some YouTube in the background, so it's slightly less boring. Although for the last like half hour, my internet crapped out, so I was like, great, now I have to just do this with nothing on in the background to break up the monotony. But it is done. All of our characters are powered up, so hopefully we will be able to get them to like you know, a good high level before the end of the game and kind of make them as strong as we can. The sorcerer is the boss of the map. I'm pretty much just blasting through, attacking as quickly as possible because I've played this map a lot of times now. There's really no reason to linger. There's not that much else to it. We don't need to defeat every single enemy. Whatever. So this only took 10 minutes. It was fast. Lord Solo, the enemy has gasped. If you remember from the beginning of the game, Solo was one of Warder's henchmen. He's like an elderly man in a blue cloak, basically. He kind of looks like a stereotypical wizard, I guess. So Solo is guarding the fort. Solo? Solo? He's the fort's leader. Find him. All right. And now we get to a battle that I remember from when I first played the game as a kid. I found it really memorable. Basically, we're in this like underground space where it's dark, so you can't see the things on the map until your character moves over to it. It's basically fog of war, so it's like, oh, and it's like a lot of undead enemies, so it's like, oh, you're wandering this like, you know, spooky location. It's a very cool effect. It looks even nicer with the upgraded graphics of the Sega CD. Where are we? I can't see a thing. Where's Solo? How do we get out? Are we having problems? Who are you? You must be Solo. Show yourself, you coward. Solo? Haha. We can handle you ourselves. If you insist on seeing Solo, you must defeat us first. With the aid of Solo's powers, this is where you'll die. You know what's funny about this? For some reason, the text is only taking up like half the text box. It almost feels like it was programmed for a smaller text box and just like maybe it was programmed for one that had a portrait in it, except this doesn't, so it just looks very odd. It looks like he's like saying a poem, you know, so it has line breaks in different places. Solo's powers? Haha, you can't see us, can you? But we can see you. So Solo's power is that he lets people see in the dark. That's useful. This fort is protected by Solo's power. Now witness its power. Power, power, power. Lots of power. So let's take a look. Now, what's handy is that... And this is something I complained about in Shining Force 2, and it does still annoy me. It is an issue, which is that the map is not actually hidden right now. It's just we have to scroll all around it, which is a pain in the ass. But... And this is me remembering back to my childhood, so maybe I'm misremembering, but I am pretty sure, if I remember correctly, when I was the map I played on when I was a kid, you couldn't see it at all. You couldn't do this either. It was all black. You could only see the area that you were actually in. I believe your line of sight was a little wider than this, but yeah, like for example, there's like or maybe when you scrolled around you could see it, but not the monsters, but you couldn't see the monsters, as I remember. You could not. Which made it much harder and like much spookier. So like this chest, how would you know it was here? So I'm assuming this was a change made for the Sega CD because they were like, Fog of War is not fun, and you know they didn't do that in Shining Force 2 where they had the darkness map work the same way. But I think it kind of reduces. It means there's no point to having the darkness map because it's like, well, it's not actually dark. It just makes it annoying for me to scroll around. More enemies will appear periodically, the zombies, but still. And it's also sort of annoying to scroll around. That I find the visual of the little circle of visibility, like moving, a little annoying to look at. The original did it slightly differently graphically, and while this is certainly impressive, I don't think it's as good. So I guess we'll go up to the upper right corner for that chest, and then go back around for the one on the lower left. Whatever. Gonna go this way. I believe some zombies appear when you go that way, so we'll see those. Yeah, this one, man, I did the other battle so fast, I was like, I should start this one, but now this one may run long. But again, who's ever gonna watch it? So it's fine. Doesn't matter. See, there are these zombies. Start attacking. It's also a nice battle background. I know I say it every time, but I just think the shading looks nice. It's sort of a It sort of has like a high contrast effect almost, like there's like the very bright torches, you know, kind of casting shadows or something, which I think looks very cool. The tile set here for the floor, I like the tiling for the floor as well. I think of the map, it looks nice. Very nice. Yeah, like that they're standing on here. It's kind of like a, it looks like there's like moss growing between the cracks in the tile. It's like it's kind of cool and ancient. I'm fond of it. The original Game Gear is a little more bland. Obviously, it was like the fucking Game Gear game. It didn't have the most advanced graphics ever, you know. I will say the way the battle background is drawn makes the zombie look absurdly tall. Like, look, it looks like its head is almost touching the ceiling. It looks like a very, very tall zombie. It's like instead of fast zombies, you know, this is the new menace, tall zombies. Yeah, Dawn has good movement rate, so I'll have her go get the chest. Sorry, I'm a little congested today. It is really odd that the Master Monk has like a very, not just has a staff, but has a very elaborate animation with the staff, but he does not actually use staff as his weapon. He uses gloves. They could have just had an animation of him punching. I don't know why they... It's just such a weird choice. Was it like they originally intended the Master Monk to use staves and then, you know, partway through development they changed it and it was too late to go back and change the sprites? What is the origin story here? What's a bishop? And a lizard man. Zombie. I think I'm gonna split up to get the two chests because, you know, we gotta get cracking here. You know, we're trying to make a video in a timely manner. It means we'll fight more enemies, but whatever. That means more exp. I'll leave Graham to help out with that guy. Graham is strong. Not quite as strong as Dawn, though, who did more damage. She is using her melee-only weapon, though, so that has a little bit of a boost in power. That Deadlyborn up there, this was what they were called in the previous game, too, wasn't it? And, like, I was confused by it there as well. Why? Because if I remember right, I mean, I played this as a kid. I thought they were just called, like, Skeleton Warrior or something when I played the game as a kid. Why are they called Deadlyborn? It sounds like a nickname that some edgelord gives himself, you know, to sound cooler. I'm like Deadlyborn XX7 or something, you know, like one of those like weird old online handles from the 90s. Maybe I shouldn't have split the party and I was too impatient, but like, I'm very impatient, is the thing. Excellent. I guess we can level up quite a bit here. I'm gonna have Dawn go this way, and she doesn't have a medical herb. Well, whatever. Feeling lazy. Just taking all the risks here. All of the enemies look weirdly tall because of how the ceiling is drawn. They all look like they're just gigantic. It's such a funny art direction choice. Actually, I think because Zombie is weak to fire, she should be able to finish off with Blaze Wand. That should do the trick. Excellent. Very excellent. And sure, Randolph, you kill this bow rider. There's this gladiator sprite. I thought it was neat as a kid because he like leaps in the air, which is kind of funny, and he has like that weird little hat. I'm trying to remember. I feel like it looks slightly different from that. Like the graphics are obviously more primitive in the Game Gear version. I feel like it looked like slightly sillier even, which I liked a lot. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have left these two up here alone. There's a lot of very strong enemies up here. Well, you know, what's done is done. Maybe I'll have Dawn go help Graham against the bow rider and just take care of him first, and then come back for these two. Gotta get rid of this bow rider. The bow rider, they can deal a fair amount of damage. Okay. Very good. I'll just, yeah, maybe I'll send Luke back the other way now. I'm too wishy-washy. I couldn't decide which way to send him. That's the trouble with only having one healer. You can't split the party as easily. And I'm like an inveterate party splitter too. See, the thing is, well, I would say it comes in two things. One, sometimes I am like super cautious as a gamer, keep everyone together, go really slowly. But when I'm like playing seriously, but I feel like if I am like not taking the game as seriously, or if I'm impatient and I'm like, I want to get to the next thing, then I get really risky with my gameplay. Because I just, you rush through. It's tough. See, what you can tell here is that you can avoid triggering a lot of these monsters, because I believe they are summoned based on your proximity, if I remember right. You can pretty much avoid fighting a lot of them if you just don't go to those parts of the map, but I do want to get all the chests. Does Graham have an herb? Yeah, I'll have him use this on himself just because he's still a little more fragile. The way he uses is by aiming his rifle, because everyone only has one animation. I gotta make sure not to use so much of Natasha's MP that we can't egress, because I like to have that as an option. Oh, Sorcerer must resist magic. Did not realize I wasted some MP there. But at least I got her to level 2. So that is certainly nice. Let's have Randolph. We want to get rid of the Sorcerer as fast as we can, because their attacks can do a lot of damage. Man, Randolph is, you can really see the benefit of leveling everyone up all the way before promoting, because Dawn is half Randolph's level, but she's already stronger than him. Like, you really do get a stat benefit. Okay. Not quite close enough to, well, I guess of course they target Natasha. She's our leader right now. Ouch. It's like, this is like an inception, because this is a party split within a party split. Because in the plot, we split the party, and now in this level, I took half of that party and split it further. The thing is, I could have sent the entire party to get one chest and then sent them back, but that would take a lot longer, and I don't want to wait. Luke, let's use some healing. It's kind of funny how the palettes change, because Luke was like green, brown, and white before promotion, but now he's yellow and purple, which seems super random. Does the Sorcerer resist all magic, or is it just ice? Let's try fire, just to see. That was actually a bit more successful. I think Sorcerer just resists ice. Fire is not as strong, so it doesn't do as much damage anyway. That's why it costs less. It's balanced. Randolph should be able to finish off these sorcerers. That will be good. And Road can make a dent in this lizard man. He looks so funny when he attacks, because the animation is also like not like a smooth continuous one. It like, we sort of see him jump and then hit, and then he just hangs there. So he looks like he's this amazing levitating dwarf. Do. So many enemies appeared. Gotta get through this in a timely fashion. More fucking zombies. I just want to get. There's probably nothing good even in the chest. It's probably just some like completely pointless item. It's gonna be like a fucking medical herb or something. But I want to get the chest. My completionism demands it. Let's have Luke start tagging this guy just so we can make a dent in it. Luke does a lot of damage actually. He's pretty good. John can hopefully finish off the bishop. Excellent. I actually put all 3 of like the strongest attack characters over here. Whoops. Natasha, you run over here. Oh, I should have had to use a medical herb. Oh well. I think Road can finish off the lizard man. Very good. He's not even getting much X. The lizard man is sort of a pathetic enemy at this point. Does Natasha have a free item slot? Maybe she can just... Yeah, she can grab it. And friend Road can help out against the zombie instead. Okay. Sorry if I'm going silent a bit. I'm just like I'm feeling so relaxed just playing this level with my new promoted characters. I don't know what to say. But this is definitely one of the levels of this game that I remember from when I was a kid, because like, and I preferred the way the map mechanically worked in the Game Gear version, because this is sort of like a very pointless fog of war. It's solely for aesthetics, whereas that was an actual fog of war where you couldn't see where stuff was. Well, you know, that's what I remember, but this is my memory from childhood, so maybe I'm remembering wrong. I don't know. Maybe it was, I thought it was like that, but maybe it's not. Maybe you could see the enemies, I don't remember. But yeah, the fact that the enemies, like, it keeps sort of teleporting in, it definitely creates this battle where, like, you know, it's like, where are they? You know, what's gonna appear next? It has a nice spookiness to it, which I definitely appreciate. Now Natasha, search this chest. The demon rod. Oh, that can be used as an item, and I guess it's nice for her to have that. She can basically cast spells with it so she doesn't use up all her MP. We won't want to equip it because it is cursed, as you would guess from the fact that it's called the demon rod. But it is handy to have. I've actually never ended up using any of the items that you can use like that, just because I've never gotten around to it, I guess, because they exist in every game, and I usually end up just using the character's abilities. But for the mages, I should try it because it helps them save their MP a bit. Because, you know, they have limited spell casts for battle. And now that we have done that, we can, does she have a medical herb? She does not, so I'll have her just wait. Man, I should buy some healing items, honestly. I had quite a lot for ages, so then I was just like, oh, I don't need to buy them, and then I ran out, as one would expect. But yeah, I guess this is like the basement of the fort that we invaded from the top. The fort that like Rode and his people, like, of his town were forced to build, like, under threat from Iom. So I guess he's leading us through to try and get to Solo. So that's like, you know, the story is obviously like pretty lightly written. Like, there's not a ton of dialogue or narration. It's just sort of like broad strokes. But if you wanted to do some kind of modern remake of this with a more fleshed out story, you could write some good stuff here. I'm like, that's spooky as hell, man. We're like sneaking through this fortress full of like zombies, and oh man, I forgot she had an, well, luckily we can just drop this antidote. Because the protect ring is quite useful. Boost defense, I believe. But yeah, like you could write a pretty good story about this. Like, Rode and his people are like basically, you know, trapped and forced under sort of violence to build this fort for Iom, and Iom is planning to kill them when they're done building it anyway. And then we show up and he like is guiding us through to reach Solo. through the bottom of the fort, which is filled with like, you know, zombies and monsters and stuff. That's pretty cool. You could make some really interesting gameplay out of that too. You know, sneaking around the spooky fort. I'd be into it. Yeah, when you approach the boss, he summons up some friends. So let's work on getting rid of them. Yeah, so we're at 30 minutes. This will run over a little, but will not run over as much as I thought it would. So that's not bad. I think the battle might be over by the time Dawn gets there because she got delayed by the chest. It's good though. The protector ring is good. Very good Luke. Luke is a little over leveled even, but I don't mind because he's our only healer right now. This is a massive risk, but I do want to catch. Oh, I forgot that he's resistant to ice. I should use fire instead. Oops, I forget it. Well, at least we defeated the bow rider. High risk, but I really wanted to use it. Well, if she dies, I'm gonna be... I'll be like, I was a fool. Oh, this is the end of our adventure, I'm afraid. Oh man. Well, if we get a turn before the bishop, then we might pull out like a miracle rescue here. We will not. Well, see you in the next one, friends. I shouldn't have taken the risk. I knew I shouldn't do it, and I did it anyway. It was a bad idea. Those are the choices I made. Well, thank you for watching, hypothetical viewers. Watching me do something stupid that I knew was stupid and then immediately suffer the expected consequence. So, valuable life lessons here for us all. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of us getting most of the way through 2 levels. And since we already got the chests for the next one, we can blast through it a lot faster and continue my problem of finishing battles too quickly. So, get hyped for us defeating that skeleton in the next episode of Sword of Hajya.